Midnight Bacon. It's been a good minute since I've done an Entropia vid. Recently I've been well and truly addicted to Arc Raiders. Absolutely love that game at the moment, so I haven't been on Entropia too much. Anyway, thought I'd do another Entropia video, and today I thought I'd just talk about shares and deeds and how you can use them differently to your advantage. So probably in terms of trading, I really like holding on to actual physical deeds. So deeds such as the Moon Deed or Acadia Underground deeds, holding on to those. These are really great for trading. It's great for collateral if you want to put down a bit of collateral. They're also great just to like I said, for trading. Buy, sell, buy them cheap, sell them at a profit. One of my favorite ones for doing that is the Moon Deeds. I've done this a few times. I've bought Moon Deeds at about 20 ped per deed, and then I've eventually sold them off for about 50 or so, and then I've watched them actually dip back down to 20 again, and I've rebought them. Just to clarify, at the moment I'm currently holding just one Moon Deed. I'm not too interested in them necessarily at the moment, and the reason that I've got just one is just purely so I can track it. So I'm not interested in having a particularly big stack. I actually sold a whole bunch of them off for about 50 last year. I sold pretty much all of my deeds off. Basically I used it as a means to trade for big ticket items. So if there's big ticket items that you want, might be an apartment, might be a particular gun, or it might be a particular FAP or something that you want, might be a Mind Force chip that you really want, that's like just a really good one, just to help you make that transition in your gameplay. One of the really good ways to do that is just to trade, just to buy, sell, trade deeds. With the actual shares themselves, I find having shares is a really good way for passive income. So basically the idea is that over time is you build up shares and then you reinvest, use that to buy more shares, and with the weekly payouts that you get from those shares, you can either use it to offset your losses, or you can even do what I do, is I will actually save up my payouts over a period of time, and then I'll go and I actually use that to actually go hunting and to maintain equipment, gear, whatnot. So let's take a look at some of the available shares. You've got Ancient Greece, Calypso Land Deed Trust, Chakra, I guess, Calypso Palace Space Station, Genesis Star, Howling Mine, Hyperium and Enterprise, and New Treasure Island. And then we've got a Megatron, we've got Rocktopia, Sacred Island, Trident Entries. Some of my favourite shares to have in terms of passive income is Triton. I'll be interested to see how a Megatron goes, but yeah, Triton, Rocktopia, New Treasure Island, these are all fairly solid. Calypso Land Deed, of course. These are all sort of fairly solid for passive income, and I've probably acquired enough shares to the point where I can actually use one of my smaller, more efficient guns and actually go do a low level hunt off the passive income from them. So that's a good reason to get into the shares. As for the deeds, like I said, good reason to get into that is really just as a means to actually save up for the big ticket items and basically use them to trade for items that you really want in game, to get hold of those good unlimited armor sets, good unlimited high efficiency guns. Yeah, that's the reason to get into trading in shares. So let's see, where did I put it? I've got stuff everywhere. So if you look at the current Acadia Moondeed price, that's down at 20 ped. In my opinion, that's fairly cheap. I have seen it go below that. When I was looking at the graph earlier, it looks like some actually sold for as low as 16, which is absolutely, that's a steal at 16. So essentially what you want to do is you want to buy them up now when they're about 20 ped per deed, and wait till they climb back up. They've got a long history, a long pattern of doing exactly that. You only got to look at the graph. You can see over a period of time, initially when it launched it was fairly high and it stayed fairly consistently at that point. Then we've had a massive dip, but as you can see, it sort of dips and spikes back up. You can see we've had a pretty big spike here, and then massive gradual sort of dip, and then it spikes up. But what I've seen consistently with the moon deeds is that they will drop down to about 20 or under, and they will spike back up to a point up to about this point. So if you look at the average markup, so 30 plus ped for plus markup, so that's the average. So I mean, if you can buy them at 20, sell them for 30 if you can, if you're prepared to hold it for a bit longer. If there's a particular event going on the moon, these will actually shoot back up to 50, because quite often they will do events on there, and all of the big Ubers will go over there and they will hunt and they will grind away, and all that money will go into, and basically the deed price will shoot back up into the 40s, 50s. So yeah, if you can buy them at 20, sell them at 40, 50, and then use that to trade to get hold of some of those big ticket items. So actual deed itself, I've got quite a few tabs open here. May have closed on me. Let's open this up. So I like to someone called me a fancy pants for doing this. These actually help keep your weight down. So I got a luxury deed case, so you can, so I just throw my little coins in there. I've got this little Calypso plot token. I've got no idea if it's going to be worth anything, but I've got one just in case. And like I said, I've got the one Acadia moon deed, but this is what you're, so this is an actual tangible item that you can use to trade from one player to another. You can put it on the auction house, and you can use the auction house to actually buy them by placing orders up, and it's a good way to actually get these pretty cheaply. If you look at the current market value, you can see how over the decade it's sort of gone down from 30 down to 20, and it's sort of, at least for the month, it's been sort of consistently around that 20 ped sort of price. So it's not really dropping below that, it's sort of holding at the 20 mark. So I really don't see that it's going to drop a whole much more. So if you are interested in getting into trade as a means to get those big ticket items, then yeah, this is a good way to do it. And at 20, that's a pretty good buy-in point. And yeah, if you hold on to them for long enough, don't worry about what they're going to pay per weekly in terms of passive income. That's a nice little bonus when it does, but if it doesn't, don't worry about it, just hold on to them. And when the price climbs back up to that 30 or 40 ped point, that's when you want to sell them, unload them, and make a quick profit on them. Anyway, like I said, I've been pretty keen on the Arc Raiders at the moment. I recently did an Arc Raiders video. If it's not your particular thing, but I would appreciate it even if you could just check out the video, just hit the like button, share it out, leave a comment. That would help out maybe my Arc Raiders content, building a bit of traction. But Entropia is still my favourite game of all time. Anyway, hope you find this helpful. Please like, share and subscribe.